This video, brought to you by Floyd County Schools Department of Instructional Technology, is a 5-part series on leveling up your Google Meet with interactive lessons. Part 5 of 5 will focus on Kahoot. Kahoot is an online assessment tool that is very similar to Quiz. However, one difference is that while in Quiz, the question and answer choices appear on the student's screen, whereas in Kahoot, the question and answer choices actually remain on the teacher's screen. Let's take a look at how to use Kahoot during a live Google Meet. To begin, you'll schedule a time in your calendar for your students to come to your Google Meet. So go ahead and open up your calendar. Select the day in which you want to play a Kahoot game in Google Meet. Click on that calendar date. Add your title. Select your time. And add your students here. And then make sure you add video conferencing. And then save. Remember, you can also add your link to your Google Meet inside of Classroom. Refer back to our previous video on adding Google Meets in Classroom for that information. Just before the Google Meet begins, log into your Kahoot account and select the quiz you would like to play. Once you are logged into Kahoot, you can click on Create in the top right-hand corner to create your own Kahoot quiz. Or you can click on Discover to search for a quiz within the Kahoot library. There are many Kahoots already created that might work for the topic you are covering. Once you select your Kahoot, click on Play on the left side of your screen. You will need to choose a way to play this Kahoot. For virtual classrooms, you'll click on Teach, and for a self-paced lesson, you would click on Assign. For our demonstration, since we are using Kahoot in Google Meet, we will click on Teach. You will have the option to play Classic Mode, which is player versus player, or Team Mode, where you have teams playing other teams. Most likely, since we're doing this in a virtual setting through Google Meet, you will want to choose Classic Mode. So I'll click that now. And then I will hear the music start playing. And I will see the game pin displayed at the top of the screen and the URL for students to join. What you will want to do is copy that URL, go over to your Google Meet, go to the right to your chat box, and paste that URL in the chat box. Go back over to your Kahoot, copy your game pin, and paste that in your chat box as well. Now your students can simply come over, click on Kahoot on the URL, and then enter that game code that you have there. Okay, now let's take a look at what that looks like on the student side of things. So my student has joined my Google Meet, and over on the right side of the screen, the student sees where I have added the Kahoot URL and the game code. The student will click on that URL and they will be taken to the Kahoot screen. Once on Kahoot, the student will enter the game pin there. Now that the student has entered their game pin, they will come to a screen that will ask them to put in a name. So the student will input their name or nickname and click on OK, Go. The student will now see a message that says you're in. This means the student has successfully joined your Kahoot. Once your students have joined, you will see your players displayed on the screen. As the teacher, you can click on Start when you are ready to begin your game. So from your Kahoot screen, go ahead and click on Start, and then go back over to your Google Meet and go ahead and present your screen so that your students can actually see the Kahoot game as it is in progress. So now your students will see the screen and the questions on your screen while within the Meet. It's important to note here that you as the teacher and your students will need to have two tabs open. You'll need to have a tab open for your Google Meet and a tab open for Kahoot, and you will toggle back and forth between those two tabs as needed. For example, if your students want to see the leaderboard that you're presenting from your Google Meet screen, then they will toggle back over to Meet. If they're wanting to answer the question that you have displayed for Kahoot, they will toggle to their Kahoot screen and answer the question there. So throughout the game, you may have to prompt your student as to which screen you would like for them to be on. Once your Kahoot game is over, you will see a leaderboard screen displayed on your teacher screen. Now remember, if you're presenting your screen in Google Meet, this is where your students will see this screen as well. Once your Kahoot is finished and you're ready to go back to your Meet, just go back to your Meet tab and you can stop presenting to the group. If you have any further questions about using interactive games such as Kahoot within a Google Meet, contact your local ITS.